Mr. Van den Hout, welcome to Congress Mediabox. You have a report on the occasion of the 29th session of the Congress, which is called Children's Rights in Times of Austerity. So what are the impacts of global economic crisis on children's rights in Europe?
Well, they're twofold. Actually, first, the economic crisis itself means that families are getting unemployed, more families living below the poverty line, and that in itself affects children. And on top of that, there's the austerity measures that governments are taking to combat the financial crisis in their country. And these austerity measures often affect services rendered to children because they're a soft target, so to speak. You can take away services to children and notice the effects only within 10 years and not immediately. So it's easy to cut budgets on children's services.
And what are your recommendations to the local and regional authorities from that point?
Well, we think they should investigate very seriously what the implications are of their austerity measures, and to keep in mind that all the member states have signed not only the treaties within the European Union and the Council of Europe, but also the United Nations Children's Rights Convention. And they have to adhere to it. So it's a duty of all authorities, national but also local and regional, to protect human rights of children and to be very, very careful with austerity measures that affect the rights of children.
Well, maybe it's also important to underline why it's important children's rights, especially in Europe, when we always mention women's rights, minority rights.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some
Sure.
clarification.
Often local and regional authorities and national authorities look at children like mini humans with mini human rights. That they're not that important as the more general human rights. And that's not the case. They're fully human. They enjoy fully the human rights and above that extra protection organized within children's rights. So they deserve even more protection than adults.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.